that the jacks are good. That should win it, although
Pass.
I don't know. Scott Fishman
Pass.
did not have a pop at it. And always nice to win the bounce backer, as they say. You lose one putt, you win the next one. Yeah. That's the best road for recovery.
A lot of players do that, don't they? If they don't hit top pair, they'll check it. If everybody else checks it, then they'll bet their second pair, and that was kind of classic, really.
I don't think he wanted to get raised, that's for sure. Well, we've seen some big hands in this early going, and but none of them have been showed as interesting things. So as far as the players at this table are concerned, it's a very, very active table, and they won't know whether it's because of the personalities involved or the cards.
Pass.
It's good to see action from the get-go, though, Jesse, isn't it? You know, it's just
Pass.
great that people aren't afraid to, even when the blinds are low, let's play poker, let's get our chips in there.
Pass. Call.
Scott Fishman looking to play a pot here with Darren Bloom. Nobody's got nothing yet. 4,000 in the center.
I wonder why Darren Bloom calls himself the snake. He doesn't look very snaky to me. Top pair for Scotty Fishman, and he's going to bet it.
3,000.
I think it's two pairs.
Oh, top two pairs. It's getting late. My eyes were on what they used to be.
The one pair is enough anyway. And Fishman takes one. He's won 2 pots, and yet finds himself in a bit of chip trouble.
Yeah, it's about winning the right 2 pots, isn't it, Jesse? You want to win the big ones.
Scott's he's had obviously a lot of success in the live tournaments, but he has trained himself on the internet. Quite an internet player, really part of that new generation of poker players who really have gotten all those hands and experience from the online game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the dealer on the internet is a bit quicker than the dealer live, and the chips, you don't even have to add them up. The computer does it for you, so you can play as many hands in an hour on the internet as you could in 3 hours when you're playing live, so you learn quickly.
Yeah, and Fishman's a big advocate of practicing there.
Raise to 6,000 total. Pass.
Wow, what's Nathan Lee up to? Did I see his cards right? Was it a 5 and a 7? Under the gun. He's come to play.
He certainly has. Dennis might be interested. Suited connectors. He's got a few chips now, 130,000.
Usually you think it'd be the guy with sunglasses
Call.
that would be raising with the 5-7. Nathan Lee can't even use that excuse. And Fishman's picked up a pocket pair.
Re-raise
Not a
to
huge one on the
20,000.
button, but he seems to sense that it's good. He's stuck in about a third of his stack.
Pass.
14,000 back on
Pass.
Nathan Lee, who's been caught out here. And would be well advised to put the brakes on.
I think even Nathan will lay this down, Jesse.
It's so depressing when they don't change.
Pass.
O'Mahony's in a spot right here where he's got about 30,000 more than he started with, and it looks like he takes the view that he can afford to try and catch a good flop here. If it comes at 10, Fishman could be in a heap of trouble. This pot 30, it's over 40,000 actually.
Oh, you said it, Jesse, and there it is.
That could be
Check.
curtains for Fishman. He's in a situation right here.
And he's checked as well.
12,000.
He's in a situation where there is more money in the pot than remains in his stack. And
I wonder if Dennis is thinking, is that queen good? Are my 10s good?
Call.
He's called. Well, when you call a bet on the flop, that's a signal that you've hit something on the flop usually.
73,000 in there, and if Fishman decides to stick his chips in, it may not even be enough to get O'Mahony to pass. Although
Check.
O'Mahony not terribly strong. Fishman's strong to 1 call.
All right.
Both checked.
Trouble here for Scott Fishman. I think O'Mahony must know the 2 10s are good now. River card changed nothing.
16,000.
He's called it.
Okay.
Quick call from Scott Fishman.
Okay, gentlemen.
O'Mahony's not sure he has the winner, but it is. 10s beating 9s.
Well, Scott Fishman's thinking it's a long way from Pennsylvania.
And O'Mahony plays the suited connectors, everything going his way. Which of these nuts has got the most guts? We'll see after this.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
Looking at the pie chart, it's O'Mahony. 2 big pots for the move. And that he took them right out of the green pie.
Scotty Fishman, 2-time world champion, 24,000 chips, and we're still at level 1. Let's see how a master plays the short stack now.
He's got himself in some tough situations already. Scott has. He says, "You call that 9-10 of
Pass.
spades."
You'd think you'd know by now that poker's about not playing against the better hand too often. Dennis Marnie is 187,000 chips. He's nearly doubled his stack. And he's playing like the pro poker player that he is, Jesse.
Yes. He's done everything right and had the cards to match so far.
Exactly.
Call. Pass.
But then Scott Fishman very short. The only saving grace for him is that it's still first level. That could be a big hand for Darren Bloom on the button. Looks like he's got his raising shoes on.
Raised to 8,000 total.
Really the first chips that Darren Bloom has moved. We'll see if he gets some respect here.
Quite a big raise, 4 times the big blind.
Peter wouldn't want to get involved here. If he could see Darren's cards, he certainly wouldn't.
Maybe the dog makes the decisions in that relationship. Nathan has come to play 6-5 offsuit,
What
and he's in the pot.
What can I say?
I don't know. What can you say?
3-way here.
I didn't think you could say fold, but apparently you can.
Oh, O'Mahony has folded right there. He's taking a look at that. How happy is Nathan Lee?
He knew something I didn't, Jesse.
Swap 2 paired. Now the question is, can he
Check.
convert it? Nathan Lee also has had a bit of a backwards mission, but this is about to change. And Darren Bloom,
15,000.
that's a big bet.
Holy.
Raised all in.
That was definitely not what Darren Bloom wanted to hear. This game has got action.
It certainly
I'll tell
has.
you what.
It's fantastic to watch. I think you're laying this down. Do your bit of acting and then get out of there, matey.
Darren is a hedge fund trader. He knows all about decision making. But I don't think there's too many guys like Nathan Lee on the floor of the futures markets.
I wonder who funded the hedge that is his hairstyle. But it went over the top with the gel this morning, I think. He's laid it down.
Pass.
The snake slithers away silently. So the blinds are just about to go up. Let's take a look at how the blinds work in Texas Hold'em. Every poker hand begins with the placing of the button and the posting of the blinds. The button is a disc that represents the nominal dealer. The blinds are forced bets to get the action started. The player to the left of the button puts in the small blind. The player on his left puts in the big blind, usually double the small. Action for this first round of betting will move to the left of the big blind. The button moves to the left with each hand, and the blinds are raised throughout the game to keep the action going.
Dennis O'Mahony's gone quiet. He seems to have stopped his bullying tactics. He's sitting there with 180-odd thousand chips, and he must be thinking, this is easy. Shall I go to sleep for half an hour, let the rest of them play?